Hello and welcome to our 5,000 subscriber special. I know that by the time this video comes out, we've actually already reached 6,000, probably even 6,500. This growth has been nothing short of insane. But still, we have some questions to answer and an announcement to make at the end of the video, so do stick around and find out more about me and my opinions, because I guess you guys are interested in that. I asked you to ask questions and you guys asked a whole load of them. So I think we should just get started immediately. What are your favorite series from Weekly Shonen Jump? Currently, you know the answer. It's My Hero Academia. Overall, I used to really like Naruto. One Piece is up there as well, even though I've not caught up currently. Which is why I wouldn't say that it's currently my favorite, because I have not read the most recent chapters. I'm stuck around the beginning of Dressrosa. So, will you do a video on Gaara from Naruto? Yeah, probably, eventually. I mean, Naruto content is coming, because it is a show that really influenced me in a lot of ways. As much as I make fun of it now, or as much as I slander it now because of stuff that happened later in the series lifespan, I used to be a super hardcore fan of Naruto, so, you know, I think it'd be okay if I did content on it, since people also still care about Naruto, so it's fine. Ooh, a whole bunch of questions. What's your favorite game? What genre of anime do you like the most? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite word? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite number? What genre of music do you like the most? What's your favorite movie of all time? What's your favorite animated movie? What's your favorite meme? And am I asking too many questions? Okay, what's your favorite game? Metal Gear Solid 3 and The Witcher 3. What genre of anime do you like the most? Battle Shonen. What's your favorite word? What's your favorite food? Sushi and spaghetti carbonara. What's your favorite color? Red. What's your favorite number? I hate numbers. What genre of music do you like the most? I don't really have a genre I like. Like, I just look around, I listen around to what people are listening to or what is getting recommended to me on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, and then I kind of see what I like. Currently, I'm listening to a lot of anime and video game soundtracks, so. What's your favorite movie of all time? Well, actually, sure. I really like The Godfather. The Phenomenon is another one that's really good. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them, and I also really like what's it called? Watchmen. Yes, that one. And you're not asking too many questions. Don't worry about it. Oh wait, we still have favorite animated movie. I have no idea. Maybe Aladdin. I really like Aladdin. Well, okay, no. If we count anime movies, then I think Your Name is a pretty solid one, as well as Naruto The Last. Like, you can clown on me for that one, but I really love Naruto The Last. It's probably my favorite franchise tie-in anime movie. What's your favorite meme? Changes depends on the season. I really love the Ugandan Knuckles. I really love the Sasuke and the Shaggy memes, but you know, memes are just like that. They come and go and you adapt to the new ones. Did you cry watching any anime movies, and if yes, which ones? I don't generally cry while watching things, I just get kind of teary-eyed. Though, as I said, Your Name really got me close, just because it really resonated with me. But other than that, because I don't watch too many anime movies, specifically, I'm more of a series type of guy. So, because also, movies don't come here to Switzerland, so, the struggle. What do you think of Black Clover's current arc? It is boring. To be fair, I have not read the last 2 chapters, but it is boring as hell. I'm sorry, I just don't care about anything that's currently happening. It's all just empty action. Like, the only thing that was cool was Noel's Valkyrie armor. Valkyrie? I have no idea how you pronounce it in English, but yeah, that thing was cool. And the whole luck fight was cool as well, but everything else just feels like, oh, here, have another excuse for fighting and have another excuse for Asta to have another sword. It's like, I didn't need that. I would love for it to have a bit of a slower arc for once, because if you have so many fights in such a close proximity of another, they just all start losing meaning. Like, what's the point of watching one fight if it's just 1 of 50? I don't know. I just can't vibe with that entire thing. I know people like that current arc, but it's just one big fight, and I don't really like arcs that are just one big fight. Unless the big fight and the arc itself are really short. But, who is best girl? Hinata from Naruto is pretty dope. The entire Konosuba cast. I don't know, I don't really think of anime girls in terms of best girl, but there are a lot of good ones. Momo from My Hero Academia as well. She's pretty good. Yeah. I think, yeah. Okay, this is an important one. Is YouTube a hobby or a potential career for you? What do you think at the moment? Also love your wits. Thank you for the compliment at the end. This is actually something I wanted to address because, as some of you have probably noticed, there are ads on my videos now. I monetize and I am earning money by doing YouTube. But it is still very little money. In fact, I am well below Swiss minimum wage. So it's definitely not something one can live off as it is right now. If we keep growing, I might think of it as a career, but currently it's very much a hobby. And I mean, if we get to like, well, we're probably gonna hit 10K later this year. I think that is, with the we have a growth of about 100 new subs a day currently, so 10K is very feasible. But I still don't think that that would be something I can live from. Whereas 100K or even 50K would already be a different story. But again, I don't know if I can even grow that much. I don't know if people are still going to be interested or engaged with my channel at that point. So until we get there, I don't really know what to think about it. Because again, 100,000 subs, that is a huge amount to ask for. That is 5 times the population of my hometown here. Like, I have no idea if we're gonna reach that. But if that ever happens, I think that is the point where I would think, or maybe even a bit before, like, if we cross the 50K mark, then I might start thinking about doing it full time. Because, well, also it's not just subs, it's also engagement. I also have to see that people still continuously watch my stuff, because you only get money that way. But so far, it's just a fun little hobby. It's a creative outlet for me. It's a way to essentially get myself away from studying, because that kind of breaks me at times. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see how high we can ride this, and we'll go from there. When did you start watching anime / reading manga? Must have been around 9, maybe? When we first had a computer at home that had internet access. And I remember back then it wasn't even YouTube, it was called Google Videos. And it didn't have the insane copyright stuff because the internet was still fairly new. So people would just upload entire Naruto episodes in German dubbed on it. And of course, they couldn't upload the entire thing because there were length limits. So they would upload one episode in 2 or 3 parts. And I swear to God, I watched the entirety of part 1 of Naruto like that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I watched it all like that in 480p. Horribly German dubbed. Sometimes episodes would just be missing and I just hoped that I didn't miss anything important. And I didn't even realize it was anime at that point. I just thought, oh, it's a cool cartoon, I like it, because I had seen Naruto video games around. I think I had one already at that point that I just bought because I thought it looked cool. So yeah, that's how I got into it. After that, I realized, oh, this is actually a completely different thing from Western animation. But then I kind of fell out of it, and I think the series that really brought me back into it was Attack on Titan, actually. Because I didn't really watch anything before that, between that and watching Naruto and a bit of Dragon Ball. So when I discovered Attack on Titan and I realized, oh shit, anime is actually a serious kind of fucking thing right now, I decided, okay, come on, let's do it. Let's dive deeper. And so I watched all like the classics and all that, and now I'm here. Are you a marine biologist? No. My name is Oceans. You all call me Ocean Man, but I'm not a marine biologist. I am studying psychology at university. I have also done a couple of internships at psychological wards, so I've also got some work experience there. So no, I have nothing to do with marine biology, although I used to want to become a biologist before I realized that my math and my physics are terrible and that I have essentially no chance in any natural science because of it. Because seriously, I cannot, for the life of me, get my head around maths. It is impossible for me. Have you read the Mob Psycho manga, and what do you think about the art style? Personally, I love it. I haven't read the manga. I started season 1. No, I did finish it. And I don't... Like, the thing is, right? I acknowledge that it's really well made and that the animation is fantastic, but I just cannot vibe with the art style. It's just not an art style I enjoy looking at. Like, it's super petty and super personal, but I just can't really like it, which is a shame because I've seen some amazing animation cuts from that series, but I just can't get into it because of that style. And I'm sure people have other examples of that where they're just, oh, this art style really doesn't appeal to me. I mean, look at something like Kaiji or I don't fucking know. Anything with any minimalistic art style, you'll see some people just don't like it, and for me, it's Mob Psycho. I just can't really get into it. Will this be in your Q&A? No. Congrats, dude. You deserve them and more. For the Q&A, what's your favorite quirk from Hero Aka, and what's your favorite stand from JoJo? My favorite stand from Hero Aka is actually difficult because I don't know. I really like Todoroki's and Endeavor's quirks. I like Kaminari's because I generally just love lightning-based abilities. I like Overhaul's. His is really cool. But all the others are kind of, they're good. They're just good in different ways. I do really like One for All. Not necessarily because of its, super strength, whatever, but I really like that essentially anytime you hear the like power-up sound in the anime, you know shit is going down. And that's just the coolest fucking thing to me. Like, to have this audible code. What are some anime that you would highly recommend to anyone? Anohana, JoJo, My Hero Academia, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and what's the other one? Gurren Lagann, exactly, Gurren Lagann. Oh, 2 questions in one. What parts of MHA stick out to you the most? The fights or slice of life moments? Honestly, probably slice of life moments, which is weird because I really don't like slice of life. But My Hero Academia does it really cleverly, where the slice of life moments are kind of in service of the fights, if that makes any sense. Where the fights are mostly just character-defining events, and the slice of life moments are those that build up towards it or build off of it. And that's really smart, because that way they can allow a lot of slice of life to happen in a series without it taking away from the battle shonen aspect, if that makes any sense. Do you think a character being weak makes them a bad character? No. That is one of the most ludicrous fucking notions that have ever popped up in the anime community. I can't believe that it has gotten so popular for people to genuinely think that a character being weak means that they're a badly written character. It is the most frustrating shit when you're arguing about a character and then someone comes, oh, but this character could beat him, so he's bad. It's like, no, that doesn't have any correlation. Like, fuck off. What is your favorite track from the JoJo endings, and why is it freaking you? Cheeky. I like almost all the JoJo endings. I think I really like Roundabout, because it's, I mean, it's the meme. It's the OG one. I feel like it's the only one they really utilized, like, well, with the entire, with the guitar solo starting before the episode actually ended. Like, the fucking scene with Zeppeli in part 1. That is something they haven't really done with anything else. But I really like Freaking You as well. Like, Freaking You is so funny that they just straight up took a love-making song for JoJo. And for the, like, for the gayest part of JoJo, they took the fucking sex song. It's perfect. It is so cool. I love it so much. And I hope they start using it a bit better. Like, for example, next week, we're having the whole Giorno Mista Suck scene, and I really hope they use it there. Like, come on. It's the perfect opportunity, man. Oof, a lot of questions. Okay. How does your profession affect your consumption of media? Okay, so Just again, I study psychology, so that would be my profession. Not a whole lot, honestly. Like sometimes if it's like a plot point specifically of depression or schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or DID or something like that, and if it's like portrayed in either really bad or really good way, I'll like, oh, nice, or oof, what? But in general, it's not that badly. People always think that if you study psychology, your entire life becomes psychology. Like, if I had a franc for every time someone asked me, oh, are you gonna psychoanalyze me now? Then I probably wouldn't have to work anymore. I'd be well off for the rest of my life. But yeah, like, unless there's something really noticeable in a show or in a book or whatever, I won't really correlate anything to my job. Are you planning on making more videos focusing on psychology and media, like your Endeavor video? Yeah, probably. It was a whole lot of fun to make. I like sourcing all this stuff and like finding my old uni stuff to make something that is also like, what do you call it, academically viable. It was a whole lot of fun, but I don't know for how many things I can do that because, this is gonna sound horrible, a lot of anime doesn't portray psychology all that well. Like, there are only a handful. So I wouldn't know what to make the video on exactly. So the door is open for that, but I currently do not have any ideas towards it. What's your favorite series when it comes to this portrayal of psychology? Are you saying anime or normal series? Because normal series, I really think one of the best ones is Breaking Bad, even though it doesn't get talked enough about in this aspect, but it really shows some interesting interactions in a way that you wouldn't see it framed in a lot of other series. As for anime, there are a lot of ones that portray different aspects of psychology very nicely. Like, if you want most negative aspects of psychology, you should basically look at Berserk, or if you want the positive aspects, you can look at something like My Hero Academia. But when it comes to manga and not anime, you can never go wrong with Inyo Asano's works. Pun Pun, Girl on the Shore, from what I hear, Solanin and Dead Destruction Demons. I think in general Asano's library is the best source of manga psychology I have come across so far. Have you read Liar Game? No, I haven't, so yeah. Which do you prefer, anime or manga? Anime, actually. And there's a good reason for that. I am very dependent on stuff like soundtrack and voice acting. Because there's an old adage in film, because for those of you who don't know, my major is psychology, but I also study cinema and film science. And there's an adage in film that says, you understand what you see, but you feel what you hear. And to me that applies 100%. Like, I'll appreciate good artwork, good paneling, and good dialogue in manga as well, of course. But the same scene, but with actual voice acting, movement, sound effects, and music, oh boy, it's a completely different story for me. So yeah, anime wins for me any day of the week. Ocean, do you play League of Legends? No, I don't. I, in fact, make a conscious effort to stay away from games that are notoriously competitive. Reason being that the communities around those games, while they are sometimes incredibly helpful and incredibly cool, more often than not, they're rather toxic. And it's just always annoying to see like these competitive gamers try to talk down to other games because, oh, you can't, I don't fucking know, frame count or whatnot. Like, fighting game people are especially bad, in my opinion. Not all of them, obviously. Like, most of them are perfectly fine, don't get me wrong, but the ones that are bad just get on my nerves so fucking much. You know, when they talk down on single-player games like, you know, Leffen shitting on Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just like, fuck off. You're not talking about your type of game, and it shows because you're not giving it a fair chance. That's very often what I find annoying with most competitive games and most competitive gamers. They don't give a lot of things a fair chance because they're already so ingrained in their mindset that is very much geared towards this one specific game. I remember at school, back when I was in school, we had a guy who played Counter-Strike competitively, CSGO, and he was absolutely 100% seriously convinced that no game in existence takes skill besides Counter-Strike. and we could do whatever we wanted, he would not believe us that there were other games that took skill. Everything else, oh, that's just learning by heart. That's just, learning walkthroughs by heart and shit like that. You know, it was... More often than not, these communities foster a type of behavior that I personally find really annoying. Anyway, yeah, that's why I don't play League of Legends, and I probably never will. Also, MOBA is just not my genre in general. A few My Hero Academia questions for you. Loving your channel. What is your opinion on Mineta's perverse behavior? I definitely find his behavior comical sometimes, but also find it uncomfortable that him basically sexually assaulting the girls is played up for laughs. He does not face real consequences for his actions, and the extent of other characters' reactions is basically, dude, you gotta chill out, which could be seen as normalizing his perverse behavior. I don't really agree here. Like, okay, Mineta is essentially a caricature of the archetypical perverted middle high schooler. And people call it sexual harassing and assaulting the girls, but honestly, most of what he does is just be annoying. Like, verbally, sure, but I feel like the only time he really did something that was like crossing the line was his comment towards Eri, which was creepy, but it wasn't assault. It wasn't really harassment. And most of the stuff that he does in the manga and in the anime, while it's played for laughs, it's not done more so in My Hero than like compared to other series. Like, if you've watched any other shonen, there's always going to be a perverted character that essentially goes by making these kind of shit. But the thing why people get so touchy about Mineta's behavior is because, of course, all the characters in My Hero are underage. But the way I see it, there are two components here that kind of diffuse this entire thing. One is the fact that they're underage isn't the thing that's supposed to be, you know, attractive or, you know, the big point. The big point is Mineta's a creep and everyone knows he's a creep. Which is also the second factor. Mineta is not shown to be a good person. In fact, in the summer exam thing, Horikoshi went out of his way to tell the audience essentially, hey look, him being this perverted is actually what holds him back. So I definitely don't find it problematic. It's fine, it's funny sometimes it's a bit annoying, but honestly, it's not worse than My Hero than any other show. Like, if you just look at stuff like Naruto already, or One Piece, I mean, or fuck, Pokemon as well. Brock wasn't exactly, sure, he was more of a gentleman, but his advances weren't exactly completely kosher, if you know what I mean. So, is Momo too sexualized? No. Same here again. She's just a girl that looks good in an anime. Sure, there's the whole thing with her quirk where they say, oh, why does she need to have a quirk that has to have her skin exposed? Like, why not? You just want the author to do something else because you think that this is gross? Like, I just don't see it as big of a deal, because the whole thing is, the show never goes out of its way to ogle her to the point where it gets creepy. Like, most of the time we get to see her displayed in like a sexual way is when Mineta is being a perverted little creep. And additionally, again, the thing that people latch onto is, oh, they're underage. Them being underage isn't the thing that makes it, you know, quote-unquote attractive. So in that point, it's not any different from any other fan service. I mean, hell, if you're okay with stuff like, with the stuff that happens in Fairy Tail, then Momo is no problem. Like, I don't get this idea. Do you think we will see more romance develop among Class 1A in this story or not? If so, what do you see as the potential ships, and are there any ships you particularly like yourself or care about? I don't think we're gonna see a lot of romance, though I severely hope so. Like, honestly, it would be amazing if we actually got some romance going, because usually I'm not a fan of anime romance in general, especially not in shonen. But My Hero takes place in a high school. And I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that these teenagers aren't horny. You cannot tell me that they are not interested into each other. And I don't mean like Mineta or like Uraraka towards Deku. I mean, seriously, give me a couple, give me something, because otherwise it just feels very, very clean and very, very artificial. Also, and this is completely off, like, this is never gonna happen, but if it would, I'd lose my fucking mind. I would really like it if two characters would actually start like going into a more sexual way. Not in the sense of, oh, let us watch people fuck, but rather just tell us, okay, these characters have had a relationship, they're getting to a stage where they're thinking about, you know, taking the next step. They take that step and we see the consequences of that, because I feel like that's some of the most interesting writing you can do in adolescent media. And it's doubly true for shonen, in my opinion, because shonen kind of shies away from showing sexuality, which is, like, I get it, but it's kind of a shame, because they are geared towards boys, specifically, or just children, in a very important phase of their development. And in that phase, to essentially, which is essentially between 13 to 20, I would think, in that phase, essentially, completely ignore the existence of sex is something that I've never quite liked. Like, hell, you know the whole, oh, Bakugo and Kirishima, they're banging each other in the showers and all that, you know, cringy shit. But honestly, if they came out as gay and actually had a wholesome relationship, I wouldn't mind. It would be something new, something interesting that Horikoshi would probably approach with a lot of respect for the subject. Again, this is never gonna happen. This is all just me, you know, fanfictioning. As for ships I like, Deku and Uraraka, and Todoroki and Momo. Just, you know, the vanilla ones. I'm a pretty boring guy. What do you think of Momo getting beat up by Ken in this arc? I don't think anything about it because I don't fucking remember it, because this arc was just such a mixed bag, honestly. I liked it in general, but that fight was just... I don't remember it even that well. Who's your best girl? In My Hero, Momo. Followed by Uraraka because I think she's cute, and Asui because I think she's cute too. Favorite OP ending? I really like Odd Future. As for ending, I don't remember any of the names, so sorry. Question: have you seen Katekyo Hitman Reborn, and if so, do you have any plans on making a video on the Dying Will power system? I have seen Katekyo Hitman Reborn, I've read it. I'm probably never gonna do videos on it because that show depresses me. Honestly, it is... For those of you who don't know, my big problem with Katekyo Hitman Reborn is Tsuna. Namely that his character doesn't develop in the slightest, or rather it develops while he's in Dying Will mode and then reverts every time he goes out of his power system. Imagine Deku's development from My Hero would only exist whenever he turned on full cowl, or Naruto's development would only exist when he went into Kyuubi mode. It's annoying, it's stupid, it's frustrating to watch, and I hated it. So I'm probably not gonna do anything on Katekyo Hitman Reborn unless they remake it, which I doubt is gonna happen, but I wish it would, because goddammit, Mafia Shonen sounds super cool, and I hate that Katekyo Hitman Reborn wasted that opportunity. It's terrible. What games do you like? The ones that give me a lot of options. Like, I just like having freedom and basically the agency to do whatever I want in a game. That's why I really love the open world games, or like open-ended types of games. So yeah. Okay, I think that actually does it for questions. So now we're at the end of the video. Before I leave, I have an announcement to make, and unfortunately not the kind of announcement you probably want to hear. For those of you who don't know, I have been on holidays from university since December. If you do the math, that means that this entire YouTube thing has happened in my holidays. While I did do videos before, my blow up really just happened in December, January. So you guys probably got used to me doing weekly videos. Unfortunately, on the 18th of February, so at the end of next week, or the beginning in 2 weeks, my semester starts again. And I am currently in a position where if I fail one more exam, I'm out. As in, I'm locked out of psychology forever, for life. Which I wouldn't want to happen. So, understandably, I'm probably going to dedicate a lot of time to studying and, you know, keeping up with my studies. Which in turn also means that my video output is probably going to decrease. Now, I'm not leaving. This channel is not dying. It's just not going to be weekly videos anymore. I'm going to try and do one every 3 weeks, maybe one every month. Just don't expect, you know, back-to-back videos every week like it was for the last couple of weeks. I'm sorry that it's like this, but you gotta admit, you know, studies come first. Because, as I said earlier, I would really, really, really love for YouTube to be a career because I love doing it. But at this point in the game, it's just not assured enough. Like, I'm still too small And I love each and every one of you, but I'm still not in a position where I'd comfortably take out large chunks of my normal work daily life for YouTube, because the return is just monetarily and financially not enough for me to be assured that my future is, how do you say it, on the correct path. So, summary, channel is not dying, videos every month instead of every week. I'm still going to be around, don't worry, but also don't freak when some videos take longer to make and maybe come out a bit later. And that is all. Thank you all for 6,000 subs at this point. It's been a ride. I am so grateful for everything that's happened these last couple months. It's been insane. Like, fuck. I remember I uploaded that My Hero Black Clover video, and I was at, 90, 100 subs. And it just went up. It just went up. Like, holy shit. It was insane. Like, I'm just now properly getting used to it. Anyway, that concludes it. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Ocean Man out. Take care and be safe.